The pilot episode. Here we go again with your three friends, Drew, Neil, and Perk. We got your favorite movies and shows. It's three guys nobody knows. The pilot episode. All right, welcome back everybody to like our 11th episode of the day. To y'all, it comes out on different days. To us, we've been pretty slammed. Happy March Madness Day to all that celebrate. It's been a big day for me. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. Perk, we got a good one today on the old pilot episode. The wheel spin, or not so much wheel spin, this was kind of a pick movie, was very good to us. This is a banger. Perk, give me some reviews on The Departed.
Absolutely. So start out. This one was made on a budget of $90 million, and it made $291 million worldwide.
Whew.
Big success.
Good return there. That's good work if you can find it.
Yeah, I that'll do. But it has a 91% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes and a 94% from the audience.
Is that our highest Rotten Tomatoes?
It's up there. It's up there. I think Good Will Hunting would rival it. And,
be flirting.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the closest to that. If it's not higher, I don't remember exactly where it was at, but it's pretty up there.
Yeah, I don't want to jump ahead too much before you get into your reviews. I think it would be fair to say I'm going blind here. Also, let's address the elephant in the room. It was me and Drew earlier today. It's me and Perk now. Drew is trying to get in here. He may join us partway through. He may not. We'll see. We do have a wheel spin tonight before we get into this. But as we get into it, Perk, I will say this. If this finishes as our new number one rating, I get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I don't know. I like all the twists and turns throughout the movie. It's just like
I'll be honest. The cast alone, this son of a bitch is at a 3.5 out the gate.
Right. Yeah. It's one of the better casts that we've had for sure. Definitely. And it's not even just based off of name alone. It's performance by those names in this movie, which we'll get to later. But
yeah. And like I said, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but you got to give a lot of credit because watching this movie, we're watching it 20 years later, giving a review. We know where a lot of these actors are now. We know they're A-list actors. In 2005 or 6, whichever year this came out, it's somewhere in that ballpark. These guys were good actors. They were not A-list big names because, I mean, if you tried to make this movie in 2026, you couldn't afford Mark Wahlberg, Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon. Like,
no way.
It's unbelievable. I mean, we got Alec Baldwin in this thing. I mean, it is just, it's wild how good it is. So anyways, let's get to the reviews.
All right. So I'm going to start out with the worst review I got. This is a 0.5 star review.
How?
I know. This is another cop movie with a star-studded cast, died on a steady stream of curse words and F-bombs. It's also continuously gratuitous violence, basically terminating all the characters. The crudeness sinks to new lows that I've never seen before, capping it off with a nasty reference to a 13-year-old boy. I don't understand why all these stars would agree to this script, and I don't know why it gets so many good ratings. Overall, it's disgusting, a maggot-infested Rotten Tomato.
Well, fuck me. If you didn't like the fuck word in this movie, this podcast is probably not for you.
My dad, I was watching it in the living room with my dad when today when I got home from work, and within the first 10 minutes, he went, well, this movie wouldn't be made today.
Yeah, and I'll give you that. That's fair, but let's be honest. When we consider top 10, top 20 movies and classics, how many of them were made past 2010? Actually, that's even a stretch. How many of them were made past 2008?
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, anyways, that's a shit-ass review. I'm sorry that the fuck word makes you think differently about an entire movie.
That is the only bad review I could find for the movie on Rotten Tomatoes, really. There was another one that was like 1 star, and it was like gave a 1 star because my local cinema canceled the showing of this and I wanted to watch it. Like, how is that the movie's fault?
Dude, that's not the movie's fault at all. And look, like if you want to pick on the cussing and the harshness of it, and I get it, it was it would not be allowed to be the same way in today's time. But also, like, let's keep an open mind and give it a little bit of a chance here.
Yeah, true. So next up, I got a 3 star. I know it's highly acclaimed and loved by many, but I didn't enjoy it as much because I didn't really understand it. Maybe I'm just dumb, but yes, it's a must if you like all things crime and Scorsese in general.
I agree heavily with the
Mhm.
part maybe they're just dumb.
Yeah,
So
that which I mean, I understand and I can appreciate somebody being like, maybe it's just not my thing. I'm still gonna give it a 3 because of the, like, magnitude of it being a Scorsese film and, all that stuff.
yeah,
Like, I understand that. Like, a 3 to me is about as low as you could go on this movie, like, and be honest with yourself.
yeah. Like I said, I don't care if you tell me you hate this style of movie, you hate the language,
Mhm.
you hate how it is. There's no way you can sit down and watch this thing from start to finish and tell me it's below a 3. If you
You're
do,
right.
like we're having a fake argument, you've just decided you want to argue. It's not realistic.
Right. Definitely. Last, I've got a 5 star. This was a masterpiece with a star-studded cast on the edge of my seat with anxious energy the whole time. Lots of action. Jack Nicholson was outstanding. Leonardo put in a performance to remember. This is in my top 25 movies of all time.
That is 100% correct. This movie is in my top 20. I will even
Mhm.
go further than 25.
I would almost say top 15 for
I,
me,
I
probably.
was literally, you took the words out of my mouth. If I had to sit down pen and paper, um, and we are considering when it's made, where the actors were at in their career, who all is in it.
Mm,
Ah, man, this one flirts with top 10. I think you're definitely right with top
yeah.
15.
This is a movie that, they bring up the anxious energy the whole time. It's similar in that way to, like, what's that Adam Sandler movie? Uncut Gems. Like how that movie has you anxious the whole movie, but like a better version of it because Uncut Gems had me anxious to the point to where I just didn't even want to watch the rest of the movie because I was just like, dude, I don't want to think about this possibly ever being me. But this movie, it was so good. It was so like I don't want to get too deep into it because we'll talk about it later with the rating stuff. But like this is one of those movies that I'm sure came up a lot when people were like, "Man, Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't have an Oscar." Like this has to be one that was
Oh,
referenced
and
quite
that
a bit.
oh, and that list on how he
Mhm.
doesn't have an Oscar is long.
Yeah, and then he
Um,
ends up getting it for what, Revenant or something like
The
that?
Revenant's a banger now.
It is, but, like, of all the stuff he's been in.
That's what I was about to say. I will give you now the Revenant absolute banger,
Yeah.
but he's had some better movies before
Mhm.
that. Um, it's almost like when USA Golf gave Keegan Bradley the captain spot this year. For those of
Yeah.
y'all that follow golf, it was a backhanded compliment because they fucked it up the time before.
Yeah, or like
Um,
when an ump in baseball gives you a strike on something that was nowhere near a strike
because they
because he
missed a call
screwed you
earlier.
over
It's a
before. Yeah.
makeup call. Yeah, you're nailing it with that. I do want to say for the filming of this movie, Pert, I don't know where they filmed this at.
Mhm.
Poor research on my part. But you had a young Leonardo, a young Matt Damon, a young Mark Wahlberg going out to the bars on Friday night after filming together. Fellas, if your wife, mother, aunt, grandmother was in this state during the filming of this movie, there's a solid chance she had a good time with one of these fellas because this is an unbelievable young cast that was just, I mean, no homo, but it's a good looking group here as far as rolling through the town
Well,
on Friday night.
even like Jack Nicholson, like not that he's like the best looking individual, but the like swagger he's got about him. It's
Let,
I know that he
Perk,
didn't
let's
have
be
any
honest.
trouble
Alec
either.
Baldwin's still pulling tail at this day and time. I mean,
Hmm.
this is unbelievable. Like I said, I feel bad for you. Wherever this was filmed, your old lady was in the bar on a Friday night. I really feel bad for you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's and just throughout the movie, I said it earlier, but the just twists and turns that we get throughout this movie, where we find out that we don't know like who's the good guy and who's the bad guy for a large part of the movie, and then we find out that old buddy is an FBI informant, and he's going to end up ratting out Matt Damon anyway, even though he's been with him for his whole life.
He raised the
It's
kid.
insane. Yeah, he raised him.
Yeah. So Costello's entire character is it's very Jack Nicholson because of
Hmm.
I like I don't want to compare the two, but you know, kind of like his role in anger management with Adam Sandler.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, he's just poking the whole time, like just small jabs. Just
Hmm.
this feels very similar, but at a lot higher magnitude. I mean, obviously, you know, he's basically a kingpin, the mafia, you know, whatever crime
Hmm.
term you want to use, he's running it. And he is the head honcho. There's no doubt about it. But between Billy, Colin, the cop situation, the feds are never even on the same page. I mean,
Hmm.
you know, with Colin's character being raised by Costello makes it him and Billy never cross paths.
Hmm.
And he's hidden the whole time by Mark Wahlberg's character and the other cop who passes away. Spoiler alert.
Hmm.
Um, and Martin Sheen himself, who by the way is not a bad actor. He's been in a ton
Oh
of good
yeah.
shit. But it's crazy that he kind of falls to a B list in this movie when he's carried movies before. Like that's
Yeah.
how
I mean,
crazy of a cast we're talking about.
yeah. Alec Baldwin does too. He's a
Yeah,
super small part in the movie,
yeah.
really.
And at this time, he is a heavy A list actor in his career.
Hmm.
Um, so everything's split. Like you kind of have double agent situations, but you know,
Hmm.
with Billy, with Leonardo's character, he literally goes under the radar completely, goes back to jail, gets in with Costello.
Hmm.
Colin and Matt Damon's character never has a clue.
Hmm.
They never cross paths. And I hate to just jump to the ending, but the thing that all the paths that cross, all the lies, Costello manipulating everything, all the crime. And if you haven't watched this movie, you need to watch it so that like you really understand why I'm not getting too in depth because like if you haven't seen it, you've got to watch it. But we get to the end and it's like, okay, this thing's going to shake out. You know, somebody's going to be the good guy, somebody's going to be the bad guy. Costello's dead.
Hmm.
Um, no, sir. This movie ends completely different than any other good guy, good cop,
Yeah.
bad cop, double agent,
Hmm.
whatever movie you want to compare it to. This ending is one of a kind.
Yes. And it just shocked the absolute crap out of me. Like when that elevator door opens, and I'm not gonna like spoil it just in case anybody hasn't watched it, but when what happens when that elevator door opens, I was like, "Oh my god. I cannot believe they just did that," and it was just like that.
I rewinded it because I was like, I wasn't paying attention. And
Mhm.
at this point, this was storming the other night. Powers just
Mhm.
came back on. It's 2 a.m. I was like, he didn't die.
Mhm.
I rewinded it, watched the shit again. It is in a split second,
Yeah.
every main character gone.
Yeah.
Or we
And
think.
yeah, and so like my dad is a huge Mark Wahlberg guy.
Well,
And
that's
so
good for him. He
y-
should be.
yeah, when the shots goes on the his feet with the booties, he was like, "Oh, it's Mark Wahlberg." I was like, yeah, it is.
And so he was the one that had Costello the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But we even find out that one of the other agents at that time, when he comes to
Yeah.
the elevator for Mark Wahlberg, he's like, "You think you were the only one?" And
Yeah.
then he
Somebody
takes one.
we had no clue.
Dude, I had as
We had
many.
only seen that guy like twice in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I almost had as many minutes in the movie as he did. And now he's fucking blowing brains out, saving.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Hey, man, you think you're the only one in?" And it just shows you how deep it really ran. But it also shows you really how good Leonardo's character was in Billy, because all these guys were on the inside and he was still able to pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
And we think he's the mastermind, that really pulls it off. We lose him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we do find out that Mark Wahlberg's character, which would be Diggum,
Mm-hmm.
was really the head honcho and had Costello as an informant the entire time. And that makes it, when you look back at it after seeing how it ends, it really makes Billy's role with Costello seem not that much,
Mm-hmm.
because Mark Wahlberg was really pulling the strings the whole time. And he could have told him at any point that he had old buddy working for them.
Mm-hmm.
So we lose Martin Sheen's character in a crazy scene.
Yeah.
And
that's another one.
That's one of the crazier death scenes. And even the way Billy pulls it off on showing up right in time. He was already there. And I hate to get too in depth in this, because if you haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it. But I kind of am. But it's hard not to, man, because when you start talking about it and how it all fell into place. But anyways, Billy ends up showing up, saving his ass.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really easy to look back now and say, if that death doesn't happen, how long does it take for this thing to unravel?
Right.
Because
Because
that's
that
really
was
what springboarded it.
It was the catalyst to make all the stuff shake, basically.
It was, in a movie, when you get an unnecessary death or they phase a character out and you're questioning it, or you're saying the movie would have been better if. This is one of those where, looking back after how everything unfolds, he had to die right there. He had to. Because if not, we never get to the answer.
Right. Because, like, in the situation they found themselves in, what is the other course of action that could have happened? Like, they hold him hostage or whatever the crap and, like, torture him. Like, how's that any different in all reality?
Yeah. And, like, I know we're just kind of taking a broad stroke at this thing, and we don't have Drew's opinion. We even have, I almost called her by The Conjuring, Madeline in the movie. She is so good in The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even know she was in this movie. This is definitely very early in her career.
Yeah.
She really didn't catch her stride into like the late 20 teens, early 2020s. She's obviously a big deal now. The only thing I will knock this movie on is I would have loved to have seen how that relationship played out after she calls Colin on his shit. And it definitely felt like, to me, especially the latter half of the movie, she was favoring Billy. They were clearly having an affair, and she was clearly questioning living with Colin. The only thing I would say about those deaths is, if they live, I would love to see how that would have played out. But again, at that point, we're talking about probably a 3.5 hour movie to get to that point. So as far as putting a bow on it and tying it up the best possible way with this many characters and so much double cross and lies and hidden, it's perfect, man. It's absolutely perfect. Like I said, I can make a couple small fixes to that. Like, I would love to see that relationship, or maybe get to see Billy's character survive and end up like Shawshank Redemption, that shit, and like see him on a beach in Dubai, maybe, Aruba,
Yeah.
what the fuck ever. It'd have been pretty cool,
Hmm.
but man, it was perfect.
Yeah, my dad had a theory at the end, at the funeral when she's walking away and Matt Damon's like, "What about the baby?" And she just walks on and has that look on her face like just pure hate.
I hope he said the same thing Haley did.
Do you think that she called Diggum and got Matt Damon killed?
That thought never crossed my mind. I will give your dad a lot of credit for that because honestly, it's such a good question. It almost pisses me off because it makes me want to watch it back with that thought in my mind. So you're being a real asshole for that, Papa Perk. Um, the statement Haley had, this is one of the very few movies she actually wanted to watch with me for the
Mhm.
podcast. That baby was not his.
Oh, really?
That baby was Billy's.
Oh, that's very possible. I don't. I didn't know what the laws were in Massachusetts in 2006, but the first thing in my head was like, she's not keeping that baby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to dive too deep in that, but yeah, maybe. Her line of work,
Yeah.
especially, maybe. But we'll speed past that, and I will say this: we got one. We didn't even get a sex scene
Yeah.
with them. We did have a morning after when she had decided to move in, where she was like, last night or whatever, which we're all assuming is the first time that they slept together. Um, but with her and Billy, it was constant fire. They couldn't keep their hands off each other, even after they hadn't seen each other. And he's waiting on the bench for her to leave work at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, whatever. It was dark. I'm just using a bullshit time. Um, she immediately just walks up, and they hadn't even spoke yet, and she's already rubbing her fingers through his hair.
Hmm.
We know they got after it multiple times. So I felt like that was the movie's way of letting us know they were a lot more sexual than them, which I think plays into the child part. I may be buying too much into it, but I really think that was Billy's kid.
I could definitely see that being the case.
So that has a lot to do with her speeding past him. Now, did she order the hit? I mean, maybe.
If that were the case, I really would have loved to have seen her telling each of them, like her telling
So, like I said,
him
that's
about it.
that's my only knock on the movie. Is like, I mean, we're already almost at 2.5 hours. Add me 10 extra minutes. Let's
Hmm.
see how that relationship plays out. You can still end it the same way. Just for curiosity,
Hmm.
I just would have liked to have known because it was such a big part of the movie.
Well, see, and especially for me, when a movie is 2.5 hours long and you're still asking for more stuff out of it,
You nailed it.
you have such a good movie. Like it
See,
is.
that's my biggest point. Is like I don't even want to try to pick out shit that like maybe
Mhm.
we could have done differently because the fact that I sat there for 2.5 hours and we're still talking about character development and whose kid it was or if she ordered a hit, you
It
nailed
was
it.
it was so in depth that it's almost like this premise, if it were brought about today, probably would have been a TV show.
And it would have been a damn good one. But let me
Yeah.
tell you one thing as far as a TV show goes. Ain't nobody affording this fucking lineup right here.
Mm, mm,
10
mm.
episodes of an hour long with this lineup right here, I'd be scared to give you a dollar amount. In
Yeah, it was
2026, I would be scared to like you think gas is high now. This shit would affect gas prices. It would be so fucking high.
yeah, it would be rough.
You do you know how much Miss Lorraine Warren, because that's where she got famous in The Conjuring. Do you know how much
Mhm.
her price tag has went up since 2000 and fucking 3 or 4? Whenever they started filming
Yeah, a
Daylight
lot.
and Dark.
Yeah, which that's why the cast is even then still why the budget was $90 million. Because if you think about it, this wasn't like a big blockbuster budget breaker as far as the actual stuff that happened on screen.
Yeah, this ain't Avatar or nothing. I mean,
Right. Yeah, it's not like there's CGI all over the place.
mhm.
Like you had, some blood spatters that you had to do here and there and stuff like that. But like it wasn't making an entire new landscape like you say with Avatar. So it's a lot of the money still did go to that cast for sure.
Fun fact: did you know Mark Wahlberg's brother? I'm pretty sure it's brother is one of the FBI agents in this movie.
Which one, Donnie?
It would be Laizo. Uh, it's Robert Wahlberg, so I'm assuming it's Mark Wahlberg's
Mm,
brother.
I believe so. Yeah, I think is that the older brother?
It would have to be, I think.
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah.
that's just one example. Like just from the bottom up, Alec Baldwin, Vera Farmiga, which is Lorraine Warren. Everybody in our
Mhm,
generation, that's Lorraine Warren. Which she's been in some other stuff that's really good, but that's kind of to me where she blew up. Martin
mhm.
Sheen, Mark Wahlberg, Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
We just named the top 7, and every one of those people in 2026 carry a movie. Well,
yeah,
Alec Baldwin, I think he took a little price drop, but that's because he shot
yeah.
somebody. It has nothing to do with his acting. As far as his fucking movies go, good.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Well, you ready to put a rating on this thing?
Yeah, let's rate it. I do have Drew's rankings. I will speak for Drew since he has still
Okay.
not been able to join us.
All right. We're gonna start off with would you recommend to your friends and family, and I'll let you start off.
Okay, I will go for Drew first. Uh, I don't know his reasoning behind this, but he has this at a 4.
Okay.
For me personally, this is a 5.
Okay.
And I do not give a 5 on this category. Actually, I don't know if I've ever given a 5 on this category. I have a lot of reasons for this to be my first. And I have rated movies lower for profanity or certain scenes rubbing people the wrong way. The reason this one is a 5 is because I don't care what you're into, how much profanity, the vulgarness of it, the deaths, whatever. If you can't get on board with the storyline of this movie and at least find some enjoyment out of it, which makes it recommendable to everybody,
Hmm.
then there's not a movie out there for you.
Yeah.
Uh, that's so. This is a hard 5 for me because, like I said, I don't care who it is. You
Hmm.
can find a way to like a little bit of this movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna be kind of right in between you guys. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Uh, reason being what you said, the profanity and stuff. So I am gonna dock it just a little bit, but not very much at all. Um, just because there are plenty of people in my life that I could not recommend this movie to whatsoever.
Yeah,
But I like overall, you ask, this is going to be controversial probably, but this is probably my favorite Scorsese movie.
I I don't think that's that controversial. I mean, it's a fair argument, dude.
Right. Yeah.
If somebody told me this was their favorite movie of all time, I wouldn't say you're a dumbass.
Right. I'd be like, well, you kind of know what you're talking about,
Yeah, I
type of
mean,
thing.
there's a lot of arguments that could be made.
Definitely. Like it's, man, it's just on a different level than a lot of the stuff that you will watch. Uh,
They ain't making shit like this anymore with fucking
mm,
Kevin Hart and The Rock being the cops
absolutely
or
not.
Jonah
No.
Hill. I mean, it's just not. We don't have this level of movie. It's completely different.
Hmm.
I'm not going to get on a soapbox. Let's move on to the next rating.
Next up, I've got the likelihood of you rewatching the movie. I'm gonna let you start.
All right, for Drew, this is a 4. I'm assuming that means he is gonna rewatch it. I can't speak for him again. Uh, he's a 4. We'll move into me. This is a 100% 5. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know how I didn't watch this movie when it came out. I don't know how I missed it. I don't know how it took this long. I'm grateful for this podcast.
Hmm.
The fact that I've been under some type of rock and missed it. This is
Yeah.
this is again, like we've already said, this is top 15 movie for me. I will
Hmm.
rewatch this movie. Like there's
Yeah.
no doubt
I,
about it.
I honestly feel exactly the same way you just said that you feel. Like, I cannot believe I've never watched this movie. I'd never, like, I've heard of it in passing maybe,
Yes,
but
yeah.
I it wasn't like in my brain as a movie to even go and watch.
Well, like even
And
all the times I've scrolled across it, it's been like, I bet it's decent, but it was never like I gotta watch it.
right, and like, this is one of those movies that I got done watching it and I was like, I kind of want to watch it again, like right now.
So, complete honesty, I told you I tried to watch it that night when it was storming so bad.
Hmm.
We lost power. I watch it again. It was raining so hard, high ceilings, metal roof. Haley was already asleep, couldn't hear it that well. I had 30 minutes left, did not want to cut it off, said I'll try again tomorrow night. Ended up watching it with her. So I almost literally watched it twice just on this review.
Hmm.
That's how good this movie was.
Yes, absolutely. Like, it's an amazing movie. Last subject I guess we have is it a good cast and did they fit their role properly?
All right, before I answer that, what was your rating on that last one? I didn't write it down. I got to get us a
It
score.
it was a 5.
I figured it was. That's why I kind of drowned it out because that's what it should be. All
Yeah.
right. This question, like, I know this is our rating scale, but for this movie, this question's almost laughable because,
Yeah.
like, to
Yeah.
ask if this is a good cast, buddy, I'll tell you, we can sit down, pen and paper. It's going to be hard, top to bottom, find a better one.
Yeah. It's legitimately, I don't know that anything that we have done necessarily competes with with this. Like, even as good as some of them have been, even some of the movies that have some of the same actors, like Good Will Hunting. uh, I
But they
mean,
weren't
you
Goodwill Hunting. It's a great example, but they weren't stroking yet. Then they weren't on
yeah.
fire yet. To me,
Well,
this is like the perfect storm of they're on fire.
yeah, and Good Will Hunting is a movie that has, like, those top end guys, at the front, like, at the front. But one of the things we said in that movie is, like, depth wise, it wasn't, like, very deep. This movie is so deep that somebody that's only on screen once or twice is somebody that's starred in films.
Exactly, and that's where the big separation is. Because like even Mark Wahlberg's character, I'm not saying he's not in the movie. He's in the movie.
But it's not a ton.
But he's like the least of your concerns in the meat of this. Like you don't even
Honest,
factor him in.
after he goes on the sabbatical or whatever, I forget that he's not there until
That's
after the until like at during the funeral. I'm like, wait, where's Mark Wahlberg? And
it's
then and then he shows up in the apartment,
and
and
that's what
it's
I'm saying.
perfect.
Dude. How many movies can you watch and Mark Wahlberg be missing
Yeah, not a
for I
lot.
don't know what 40 minutes of movie time,
Hmm.
and you not care, and the movie still be great.
Hmm.
Like that's insane.
It is.
So Drew has this at a 5. I have this at a 5, and if I could give it a 6, I would.
Yeah,
Because as far
it's
as fitting their role properly, we got Alec Baldwin spazzing out. We got Leonardo just God, he's good. We
I,
got Mark Wahlberg kind of as the shit talking party boy, more of a Ted type character, really, but
mhm,
serious, not the comedy part. But a very fuck you in your face type of character.
yeah,
And we got Matt Damon playing both sides of the fence as a
yeah.
criminal and the good boy. It's just, dude, it's a
When
5.
when you bring up Alec Baldwin spazzing out, it made me think of a moment when he gets done talking to, I think it's Matt Damon he's talking to, and then he just like shoves his face in a thing of ice water. I thought he was about to do a line of blow, is what I thought he was about to do when he put his face in that ice water.
I was
And
begging for him to shoot somebody in this movie so I could make some kind of smart aleck remark. But
yeah, and it just never. We
but
never actually see it. I mean, he's there during the shootout at the end, but
yeah. Well, to their defense, they didn't know 20 years later he was going to shoot somebody on set. So, if they did, maybe they would have played it different.
or maybe they did know, and that's why we don't have any shots because they didn't want to put a gun in his hand even with the
Yeah,
bullets.
but I mean, maybe they didn't want to deal with lawsuits. Can't blame them there. So you have this as at a 5 as well.
Correct.
I wish I knew how Drew did these scores.
Yeah, that was my exact thought. I don't know exactly how he does the math.
Yeah, I don't either how he gets a median on that. So we may not have a ranking on this until Drew gets back. I kept
Yeah,
up.
and
There is some kind of formula to what he does.
yeah,
And-
I was trying to do it right here, and the way that I thought to do it, I came up with like 14 point something, and I was like, well, that's not correct.
Did you take the overall score and try to divide it by 3?
No, I tried to divide it by 9 because of it being 9 separate scores, but like I went to school at Barry, so I know that's not right.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. It's March Madness opening day, and that starts at 11 a.m. and it's 12:15 a.m., which means I ain't real fresh right now. There's been a few bush lights had. I'll have to get with Drew on this, and we will add that at some point.
Yes.
You're the tech wizard. You can go in and add that shit. It'd be
Yeah, and
really cool if Drew just jumped in before we do the wheel spin and fucking tell us the score.
yeah, it'd be great, but uh we'll let you guys know what the score ended up being on the next movie before we start on the whatever the movie ends up being. Speaking of whatever the movie ends up being, you ready for a wheel spin?
I am ready. Before we do it, I will say, like, whatever. I'm not going to say whatever we get, but there's a lot of chances here. Whatever we get is going to be a letdown because it's going to be hard to follow this up. Like, really,
Yeah,
really hard.
it's going to be a hard one to follow for sure. But somebody's got to do it. So let's find out. Well, see, that's what I did, Drew. That is what I did. He said, add them all up and divide by 9.
Okay, I got us a score, Perk. If you want to pause the wheel spin real quick.
Okay, give me a second. What is our score?
4.2.
4.2. That is very high. That is.
Is that our new number one?
I do not have the spreadsheet. Drew has the spreadsheet. So
He is really fucking up the program.
He really is.
Guys, be sure to leave negative comments towards Drew. I do think we have a new high score. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, it is. If not, probably 2 or 3. If it's not number 1, but I just texted Drew to find out where that falls on the score sheet. So we will know in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up this wheel spin, and we're going to spin away and see what we end up with.
Yeah, let's see what we got. And we'll send
All
him a
right.
carrier pigeon to let him know what the fuck to watch.
3, 2, 1. Oh my God.
Please, God, yes. Yes. Okay,
Not a
we did
disappointment.
follow it up. We
Yeah.
did follow it up.
I
Oh my
wanted
God.
Tombstone so bad, but I'm fine with this.
Oh, this is a banger. God, this is a good one. I hate we got the last one first,
Yeah,
which
you're gonna end up watching all 3 of them anyway.
yeah, I mean, I could almost give you 2 hours of this movie off the top of my head. This is a top 5 movie ever made. 100% in my opinion.
I believe it was your number one, wasn't it?
It is my number one. I did cheat y'all a little bit. I went with the
Yeah, you
entire
put
Lord
the
of the
whole
Rings
trilogy,
series.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard for me to pick one. This would not be my number one out of the 3.
Mm,
And really and truly, to get a full story for this movie, the Hobbits series comes before the Lord of the Rings, but the movies
right.
came after to show you the beforehand. You really need like 4 days
Yeah, like
of
16 hours worth of movies.
a day because you have 3 Hobbit movies that are all between 3 and 4 hours, and then you have 3 Lord of the Rings between 3 and 4
Yeah.
hours.
So this is going to be a good question. Are we wanting to use the director's cut as the version that we're watching, or are we wanting to do the theatrical cut?
Us 3 will make that decision. If anybody wants to comment to lead us one way or the other, I guess if we got pushed one way or the other, we would go that way.
Okay.
If not, us 3 will discuss behind the scenes.
Yeah, because I know it's kind of a big difference on these movies between the two of them.
Yeah, I think we go theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think that's what everybody would say. I did watch all 3 of these movies as they came out in theaters. That was mine and my mom's thing growing up. We were going to be in the theaters opening day to see Lord of the Rings. The video games also very, very good back in the PlayStation 2 days. Very good.
I don't think I ever played any of them.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far off in left field, but I could not be more excited about this one. So I think we got a new high score. We just got our best wheel spin of all time. And all these great things happen without Drew here. So I don't know. Maybe we need to look at the foundation of this thing.
Maybe.
I'm just fucking with y'all. Y'all be sure to cuss Drew and give him hell every chance you get. It makes it better for us, makes me enjoy it more. It's just part of life. And he's used to it and he takes it well. So, Perk, you got anything else?
No, just thanks for watching. Come back, see us next time. Tell Grandma Deborah that the pilot episode put
We
a
got to
new
get
episode
Grandma
out.
Deborah in there. Got to get Grandma Deborah.
You got anything for him, Neil?
No, just everybody like, share, subscribe. The comments today were great. The more feedback we get, the better we can be at this. I mean, it's really that simple. No comment's a bad comment. You can cuss us out. You can tell us what you like. You can tell us what you hate. We're pretty thick skin over here. None of us are smart enough to even understand what you mean a lot of the times, so it works out perfect. And we'll figure it out and keep getting better at this shit. And we'll try to lock down a steady schedule. We're all about to get back in rhythm of work. We're still working through that. So, like I said, just like, share, subscribe, and we will see y'all next week for Marshall's Memory of a Killer and Lord of the Rings.
The pilot episode.